How's it going, YouTube? Navy Sooner here. So, I've got a sickness, and the only cure for that sickness is more zero tolerance. I guess you could say my sickness is wanting more zero tolerance. Um, you can see here 4 zero tolerances. These are the only 4 I have. I've got the 0452CF zero tolerance Sinkovich design. This review is going to be on the 0909 Les George designed zero tolerance. This is a Rick Hinderer designed 0562. And then we got another Sinkovich designed 0450. There are a couple other knives that I would like to get from zero tolerance, but that's here nor there, and I just want them. So we're gonna get back into the blood and guts of this review. We're going with the zero tolerance 0909. And why am I choosing to do this zero tolerance 0909 review right now? Well, it's come out that zero tolerance is stopping all production on these guys. They're not going to make them anymore, which kind of stinks. So I want to get this out to you, showing you how good of a knife this is, so you might be able to get your hands on one before they all run out in the stores. I just really like this knife of all my zero tolerances. It's a pretty big, beefy knife. Feels good in my hands, and it's pretty heavy. It's got some S35 VN steel in it, as you can see here. The blade is in stone wash, which I really like the stone wash on this guy. Not big on the regular Kershaw stone washes. They look kind of cheaply done, but the zero tolerance stuff looks out of this world. I really like it. You got some G10 scales here, which I like G10. It's fairly grippy, but it's not overly bitey. It still feels good. It's got enough texture to it to where it'll stay in your hands if you want it to. It's on a KVT ball bearing system, so I mean that makes that thing fly out of there. And the detent on it is really good, so it just likes to fly out of there. The blade length overall is 3.8 inches, so in some states you won't be able to carry that, or some cities, but here in Texas, don't matter. It's got a liner lock, which I prefer liner lock over any other lock. All my other zero tolerances have frame locks. I don't mind frame locks. I used to not like them at all. I don't like the look of them, but I'm getting over it. Like I said, I'm starting to come around on it. But I do like this liner lock. Like I said, I prefer liner locks. All right. It's got a really smooth action. Smooth action is probably not only from the ball bearing system, but the fact that this is, and the detent, but the fact that this is a pretty heavy knife. The blade is a fairly heavy blade, so you get that detent popping it out, and then you get the ball bearing system, and the weight of that, it just pops right out. You don't ever need to worry about it not deploying enough. I mean, I'm sure you could pussyfoot it around a little bit. Let me see if I can get it to not do what I want it to. No, I was barely pushing on that. Let's see here. Oh man, I almost got it to fail, but it didn't. It ain't gonna fail no matter what. The only way you're gonna be able to pull this thing out is without it flying open, as if like that. But I mean, if you got a flipper knife, you want it to fly open. It's unlike this little cheap Walmart flipper that, I mean, barely moves. Everybody's saying this is such a good knife for $3, and it's a good knife for $3. But it just, the flipping action is not very good. Anyways, getting away from this knife. Some of the dislikes that I don't like about this knife. Some of the things I don't like about this knife. The jimping on this thumb choil is very smooth. It doesn't grip very well. It's way too smooth. I think it's probably because the distance between all the 3 jimp cutouts there, I guess you could say. But I still like the height of the thumb choil there. And then another thing I don't like about this knife is the pocket clip. Everybody complains about the ZT being on them and that they're black coated, and it doesn't bother me. What does bother me about this pocket clip is they say it's a deep pocket carry clip on the website, on the official Zero Tolerance Kai, or however you say their name, website. But I mean, it probably goes there. That's a good, probably ½ inch, almost quarter inch to ½ inch that it's sticking out of your pocket. So I mean, to each their own. Sometimes I don't care, sometimes I do care, but right now I do care about that much of the knife sticking out of your pocket. A couple little extra things I like to talk about is, like I said, the thumb choil. It's pretty high thumb choil as opposed to this Rick Hinderer, the 0562 thumb choil. You can kind of see it's not as high as the Les George, but I still like it. It helps you. I think it helps me grip up on it a little bit better, get a better purchase, I guess you could say. But still, the jimping on it, it's really smooth. I mean, my finger just feels like it's gonna slip right off of there. My thumb, I'm sorry. Another cool thing about it is there's a pivot nut. So you got the pivot screw that goes through, and it's captive, which is good. So you don't have to worry about when you're trying to unscrew this, it moving too, because it's captive. But it's kind of a cool thing. Most have torque tips right there that are used for the screw. But this one, it's kept in there by a nut, which is it's different. I've never seen that before in a knife, and I kind of like that. Les George, designer, I believe he was in the Marine Corps before. That being said, I really like I like the fact that he is a veteran, and I'm a veteran. I'm doing other stuff. I'm buying stuff from, it's not really buying from a veteran, but I'm buying a design of a veteran. He's got other knives too. There's other knives in the Zero Tolerance family that are from Les George. There's one, I forget the number, but it's got like this recurve in it. I'm not a big fan of recurves on knives. But the smaller version, I think the 0900, it's a smaller version of this, and it doesn't have the G10 scales on it, so it's a little bit smoother. But it's blade is, I'd have to look it up online, but you can look it up. The 0900, the blade is shorter, the handle's shorter, just a smaller package, and you still get your Les George design out of it. Alright, well, that's been my review on the Zero Tolerance 0909. Go out and get you one before they're all gone, and you have to get them on the secondhand market, and they might go up in value. Because, I mean, I just really like this knife. I'm sorry, I thought I was done with my review. It's heavy. You can do some batoning with it. It's almost like a bushcrafter knife, but folding. It's really heavy duty, and I like that about this knife. Some people don't want to carry something heavy for EDC, but it doesn't bother me. I mean, I carry it in my jeans pocket. I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those weight sluts that need to have as little weight as possible on me. Maybe when I go on a long backpacking trip, but whatever. All right, now I'm done with my review of the Les George designed Zero Tolerance 0909. Like I said, go out and get one before they're all gone, since Zero Tolerance isn't going to make them anymore. All right, Navy Sooner, I'm out.